And we are live. Welcome back, everybody. This is Dana. Welcome back to Chart Striker. We are in time, just when the daily candle just closed. So, not much going on and something going on at the same time. It's kind of, colliding right now. But we will go through what's going on, with the Bitcoin price action and what TA is telling us and so on and so forth. There is really not much development because I think I covered most of the things yesterday. I did say that it's very possible that we get back to these levels, to those highs, and then we will see if we start, being rejected at these levels, or we see, some type of a breakout. But I do not think, like, this is my opinion, okay, not TA wise. I do not think we are gonna see a breakout because I think it's a retest, retest to the upper side, like, the resistance, old support, that trend line we broke below before yesterday. So I think that's what's going on, because I already covered this yesterday. I did tell you guys, like, very possible that we come to the levels of, we hold levels of, first of all, that 20,600-ish levels. We haven't had any candle close below, 20,650-ish levels. Okay, we wick down to these areas, very normal, and then on top of that, we haven't had any daily candle close yet below 20,000, 400-ish, 20,350-ish. It's still pretty much, holding. Okay, so it's hanging in there, like, whether you want to accept it or not, it's hanging in there. This is why we talk about different scenarios, in case things, take a different turn. Like, we can't just come and say, okay, now it was a nice correction, we came all the way from 21,700-ish levels to 20,000, 400-ish areas within 24 hours, pretty much. So it was a nice pullback, nice correction. But this candle right here is kind of, taking the steam away from the bears a little bit. Thing is, even though it looks nice, it's not a close above 21,000, 200-ish dollars. So it's still the same. We might see, this sideways action. And I did tell you guys yesterday that, I don't know, in some miraculous way, we are still within this channel. Like, we still did not break. We maybe, wicked down below it, but we are in general still within it. Like, I could, just extend it, but you guys, if you see this is the channel. Okay, we're still holding. Then there's this other channel that I also showed you, I think 3 days ago or something like that. This one. Now, we broke out of it. Okay, if we would have broken to the upside, above these levels, like, saw something like this happen, breakout, and then, retest of this, old resistance, and then, continuation, okay, fine, then this bearish flag, is invalid. Then it's most likely to become, something of an upsloping, flag instead. But that didn't happen. So we broke down. We are retesting it. You see what I mean? That even though it looks, nice candle wise, we're still, retesting this as resistance. So nothing to hype about. Like, we spoke about this yesterday. So we are prepared strikers. Like, we know this was one of the scenarios that could play out, which is playing out right now. So not much, to add there. On top of that, I did tell you yesterday also that we had some nice divergence on the 4-hourly, remember? Which kind of, played out pretty much, right? So it feels, when you plan before trades, or plan before, things happen, then you're pretty much prepared and you're fine. You're good to go. Mago, welcome to the show. Glad you made it. Like, just in time. I'm glad you made it. Like, guys, anybody watching, like, I'm smiling today because I got one of the most, best feedbacks, like, well, feedbacks like compliment slash feedback, you know, from this gem right here, Magdo. And it just makes me happy, just super happy, like super happy to see people advance and finding, you know, that this channel is helpful. And on top of that, like seeing people, you know, just thrive, and it's priceless to me. It's priceless. Like some things money can't buy, like these kind of things money can't buy, you know. So I'm glad you made it, Mago. I'm glad you made it. Okay, let's continue, guys, on the daily, because if you remember, I did tell you this candle was kind of, I couldn't call it a strong bearish engulfing candle. I couldn't. Okay, if I said that, it would be wrong. Technically, it would be wrong, but I did call it a candle that favors the bears more than anything else. Hence, we also, you know, kind of saw this. On top of that, we held support. Like, there are so many reasons why there is this type of candle right now. Many reasons, okay? But some of them you already know, so it's good. So RSI is still resetting. Like, I can't say we are not in overboughtish territories really yet. Still kind of, you know, closer to that than anything else. Yeah, it's I can imagine it's a bit difficult for people to know what direction it could go to, because a lot of people, you know, are expecting a dump, a correction. At the same time, you know, if a dump is to happen, you know, these kind of things is also important to see, like rejection at old support and so on and so forth. And also to see that, let me just remove this, hold on, notifications, so you don't see this, you know, popping up left and right, and change the sound, then voila. Okay, it's important to see this kind of, you know, resistance become respected, so we can see, you know, it continued downwards a little bit at least. Now, if we get back within this channel, it's a different situation. Time to prepare for another scenario. But the way it's looking right now, with this, you know, candle and so on and so forth, even though we still have this nice divergence that hasn't played out, I'd let it be. Like, I'm not leaning towards things going up yet. Okay, just not yet. Not, I can't, just because, you know, this candle shows up. Like pretty much the sentiment of the market is you know what it is. Like, people are expecting some type of correction. Sometimes if too many people are expecting that, it might not happen, but I'm still leaning towards that, you know, area, my own opinion at least, because I did talk about a retest being very possible to these levels. So there's nothing shocking what's going on right now when it comes to Bitcoin at all. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly, because on the daily we already covered it. Okay, 4-hourly, we have this indecision, you know, candle going on right now. There's a fight, you know, left and right, but pretty much after this is going on after a pump. Okay, after a rise. Well, not a pump, but after a rise, like some type of another correction, you know, after a downside action. We are having indecision telling us, you know, this market is not fully in control by the bulls. So expect, you know, things that we talked about yesterday to still happen, or before yesterday. We are above the heart line. If you guys notice, I do not want to extend this, but maybe I should. No need really. You guys see the heart line right here, this red dashed line. Okay, we are still above it right now. So when and if we close below it, okay, this is TA, not my own opinions, then more likely that we come back to the lows, you know, to the current lows and so on and so forth. And if that doesn't hold, you know, this support is next. And if that doesn't hold, you know, low 20,000s is not far away. It's we'll take it step by step. But like I told you, I was, for now, for the recent lows yesterday, before yesterday, I got a good question. where I was expecting the lows to be in for the short term, in other words, and I did say around 20,600-ish for now, but we will see if something else develops then, because it could continue also. But something did develop when we reached that level. Okay, we started to see that the bears started losing steam a little bit in the shorter time frames, hence we got this rise, but now we're seeing the opposite. Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on with the Bitcoin. Let's see now. We have this bad divergence on the hourly on both oscillators, so keep that in mind. We just are noticing, like, or seeing together, that the short term just crossed, the midterm, which more or less favors the bulls more than the bears. So far all good. Like, keep this in mind. If we go all the way to these levels, I still wouldn't be shocked. That is, around 21,200 and let's just say 21,300-ish, dollars. Wouldn't be shocked, and get a rejection around these levels. It wouldn't be that surprising, okay? And if we don't see a rejection at that level, we actually see a breakout above this level and then a back test and then, some support, some strength at these levels above old, support again, then it's a different scenario. But by the way things are looking, I would say for that to happen, right now it's like 40-60%, like 40%, that could happen, and 60% we actually see a rejection at these levels and so on and so forth. Okay, so we can move on to the next one. How are you feeling, chat? Mago, how are you feeling? I know you've been killing those striking those trades, so that makes me happy. But hope you're doing good, everybody. Let's see now. No stress today. We made it to the daily candle close just in time, so we can just calm down and see what's going on with the rest. Is music still playing? Yeah. Ethereum. Oh, well. Okay. So this I was actually not expecting, but Ethereum, same thing like Bitcoin, it kind of pulled back. We kind of closed, pretty much around that major level, around 1,548. So that is not bad, but I'm still, it's also, like 70-30, 60-40 that I am leaning, towards us continuing, in this correction instead of, seeing a pump. That will of course change if I see any let's say, because we don't want to wait for the daily, right? If I see any 4-hourly candle close above 1,611, it's a different situation, okay? Not just a close, but a bit of a follow through also, not just, a minor close above that area, like a weak close above that area and then a pullback, okay? I'm doing pretty good. Glad I caught your video. I think I missed it yesterday, but I'm glad you caught it as well. Yeah, yesterday I was in and out like real fast, just like Bitcoin's pullback and pullback to both sides today. I just came and I want to be consistent with the with the streams and so on. So I just came, made a short video. I was pretty tired, but I went through like I think 10 or 11 different markets within 45 minutes, and then I was out. So it's a short video. If you want to catch up with some altcoins, just replay it. Otherwise, Bitcoin, we're doing it right now. It wasn't in depth yesterday, but right now we're getting into things a bit deeper. So yesterday it was a real fast recap on what's going on with the markets since I was on, the day before and so on and so forth. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Like, I'm glad, Mago. Like, guys, like this guy, if you only heard also, how he's advancing, like it gives me chills. It gives me chills. Like yeah. Okay, so on the 4 hourly, what we need to close above for us, to see that a continuation could happen on the daily, but I don't think that is more likely. But my opinion doesn't matter. TA wise, on the 4 hourly doesn't look that way. Okay, TA wise. Now, this is not my opinion. TA wise, even though we have this nice divergence and so on and so forth, right now we are kind of losing steam also. Like the bulls are not fully in control. Bears are like showing up. We had a nice, pull back to the upside when we came, to support areas, and right now we're kind of losing steam again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back to these levels again. If this doesn't hold, what's coming next. Next level is around 1,475-ish to 1,000, 435-ish dollars. Very possible. So that's what's going on the 4 hourly Ethereum. Like daily is pretty much the same. If we want to see a continuation, first of all, you know what, we need to break above the 4 hourly, but then we have this major resistance. Do not forget, okay? Do not confuse it with something else. We still have to break a daily above 1,650-ish dollars for us, to actually see a nice rise, like a nice continuation to the upside, okay? Because if that happens, then probabilities are higher that we will continue, to the upside if that happens, because this bad divergence that we have is still still very valid, MACD hasn't turned bearish yet. RSI has reset, like better than Bitcoin. At least it's reset, like quite much, okay? Not that much, but quite much compared to Bitcoin. But we still have this, bad divergence there. It's not gone, okay? 4 hourly, let's see now. Nice divergence still in play. MACD is bearish. RSI is still, that nice divergence is also there. But if pullback happens, this can go from pink to red, the histogram. So keep that in mind too. Okay, let's have a look at the hourly. Like not much has developed, since yesterday's the thing. So not much to add really. We have bad divergence on the hourly, on both oscillators, okay? It is gonna be invalid if we can see a close above 1,600-ish, and I'm being conservative. Until then, it is there, so better be careful, okay? We have some resistance on the hourly. If we see any close above 1,567, 1,570, to be more conservative, then more, the most likely thing to happen is that we go a bit higher, at least to 1,610-ish dollars. Fine. If we see any close above that one, then we continue a bit higher on the, to go and hit those 4 hourly and daily targets. But yeah, these are the resistance levels that I see on Ethereum hourly. If we can at least, get above 1,570-ish dollars, okay? So that's pretty much Ethereum. We can move on to the next one. Now altcoins haven't done as well as Bitcoin did, yesterday. For example, if we have a look at Solana, I'm not sure if it's me or you, but do you have something that beeping in the background, maybe a signal indicator alert? It's definitely me, Mago. It's definitely me. If it's disturbing, I can turn it off. Let me know. I can just, pause all the alarms. But it is definitely me. I just removed the pop-up so it doesn't, get in the way of the charts. But let me know if it's disturbing, if it's giving you guys a headache. So for me, it's okay. I can just turn it off in that case. Some of you might be turning your heads left and right, but it's me. Do not worry. It's my alerts, okay? Yeah, let me know if it's disturbing. I'm just gonna pause it in that case. Lol. Okay, hold up. I can pause it for now. Just hold on. That is if I find them. There we go. Okay, I think I've paused them. Yeah, I kinda want to keep an eye on some things. That's why. And speaking of fire alarms, today I slept pretty bad. I slept late first of all, and then early in the morning there was something beeping. So I woke up. I usually, have my PC on and laptop and whatnot. So I thought it was coming from the, computers or laptops. So I got up, I went and I shut everything off, and then I went back to bed and something was still beeping. And I was like, what is going on? It was apparently the, what do you call it? That fire alarm thing, we have at home. So I don't know what to do. I changed the batteries. It was still beeping after that. Like I got so frustrated because I just wanted to sleep, just a little bit. So I called the people, who take care of these kind of things. So I had to stay up till they came, and then they fixed it, and then I couldn't sleep. So yeah, speaking of fire alarms, it's yeah, funny you mentioned that, Mago. I've had a movie today with fire alarm at home. It's been a headache. And they sound so bad. They are so loud. Bad. Okay, Solana. I'm the same way. I cannot sleep with the fire alarm battery indicator going off. It drives me crazy. Like, I can't either. I can't. I don't know. Like, I like it quiet and silent if I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, I don't want to hear any noises. So I'm like, I kind of the alerts. Okay, I can swallow that. Like, I can try to hold myself, get through it. But fire alarms, I can't. There's no way. Or traffic and something like that. Like, luckily, I don't hear a lot of that, but that fire alarm got to me so bad, so bad. So I'm tired but energized, at the same time. So yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun with when these kind of things suddenly happen. Okay, so Solana, on the daily, there's something you have to notice when it comes to Solana. We kind of retested. I did tell you guys that very possible that we come and retest $22. Okay, we came, we retested it, and kind of got rejected, and things are pretty much still looking bearish on Solana. I cannot say anything else because this candle was more bearish than bullish, was favoring the bears more than anything else. So I kind of expect this to continue. Before anything else, I don't see any new development when it comes to Solana. Okay, eventually, like if we lose the low 20s, like I said yesterday, if we lose the low 20s, see around 19 ish to 18 ish for a start. If we lose that one, 17.65 is very, very possible. If we lose, like if we see any daily or 4-hourly candle close below, 18.5-ish, 18.3-ish, then more likely, most likely thing to happen is that we go lower, a bit lower, okay? If you ask me, that support, these supports, doesn't matter which, but those support areas that we mentioned or I mentioned is really not that strong as this one, that $15 support, but it is support areas nevertheless, so I have to mention it. Okay, doesn't matter what my opinion, what I think, even though I think this one is stronger than the others, but we'll see what happens. Sometimes, some support levels we see, some strength coming in there, so I don't know, like they could be stronger, but we will see what happens. Now Solana, if we see it get back within, above this line, which is around, $22, we see any 4-hourly candle close above that level, then most likely thing to happen is that we come at least, $20 to $23 or even, 23.7-ish dollars. But yeah, 24 is not far away either, but level by level, right? But right now it doesn't look like that. This is, if I remove all the noise, if I do this, not only that, hold on, drawings. You guys notice how we've been rejected here a few times now, right? So this resistance right here is pretty strong, okay? It is acting strong. We had a nice pullback. Maybe you can't see it on the 4-hourly, but if you zoom in on the hourly, like there was, some indications telling us that the bears were kind of losing steam, hence we had this, action right here, right? Now we do have support around 20.9-ish to really all the way to 20.4. If we lose that one, like 20.4, it's really close to the lows of the 20s, so you guys get the idea. Then we go a bit lower, but so far it's looking bearish on the daily. Like I cannot say anything else, unless, like I said, unless we see a 4-hourly candle close above this area, things could slightly change, but until then pretty much the same. Now if we get above, this level right here, the 26 to $27.5, $26 to $28, okay? Because we do have, if you see any 4-hourly candle close above $26, most likely thing to happen is that we reach, we come and retest 28.2-ish dollars. If we see any 4-hourly candle close above that one, straight up to $30. And if we see any daily candle close above $26, $27, not much holding us until $30 really, okay? So that's Solana pretty much, but we do have this bad divergence, do not forget that, okay? We do have bad divergence on Solana as well. It's only gonna become invalid if we see a close above $37. So that's still the same, okay? That's still the same. 4-hourly, nice divergence is still going on, but I don't know if we're just gonna see some type of consolidation or an actual rise. It looks like more of a sideways action, if you ask me. On the hourly, there was this trend line I was keeping my eyes on. Now what happened was we pulled back. Look, we retested it as support. It was acting as resistance, touched it as support, and kind of pulling back right now. A lot of volatility in Solana. If you look at things, like there's a lot of things. This is a trader's heaven, people, because if there's no volatility, there's not much you can do. But that's Solana pretty much, so we can move on to the next one. While I find the next one, hold on. Let's remove this. Okay, next, Decentraland or Mana. This is still pretty much bearish if you guys ask me. Like, it's most likely that we come and test these levels still. Like, especially on the daily, I do not see anything hinting otherwise yet. We are losing the positive momentum, like on the histogram, on the MACD. RSI resets, okay, not that much, but it resets. Not completely, because it would be better if we just get back within this area right here, but yeah, it kind of pulled back a little bit. We are below the long-term moving average. Like, look, moving average wise, it's still pretty much looking bearish with my settings on the daily. Now let me have a look at the short-term moving averages. Hold on. Mana. This daily. Yeah, like I explained last time, short-term is above the mid-term, but both of them are still far away from the long-term, and long-term is still way up there. So pretty much still favoring the bears more than anything else, So yeah, that's not much has changed with Mana, unfortunately. On the 4-hourly chart, okay, nice. There's some things going on. Seems like we do have some support around 0.3, 0.6 3-ish dollars on the 4-hourly. Now we do have some nice divergence on both. The altcoins look like they haven't had a good time like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin had that push to the upside to at least retest that old support as resistance, but altcoins are kind of lagging. They're going sideways right now. If I do this, you guys can see it's just going sideways, literally not much going on. Notice, and we are below the heart line as well. Okay, doesn't look that strong to me. It doesn't look that strong, even though we have this nice divergence. We could have a push to these levels around 0.667-ish, but unless we see a 4-hourly candle close above that one, at least, like I don't expect us to see these levels, which is around 0.68-ish to 0.7-ish dollars. Okay, because yeah, it's pretty much looking weak on the daily especially, so I wouldn't bet on this, continuing up yet. Not yet. On the 4 hourly, we could see a push, but otherwise, no. You probably mentioned this, but where do you get the heart line from? It's in the settings. Let's see now. It's really in the settings. If you go to the settings, guys, if you guys, just, visibilities and so on and so forth, I mean, style, you got the channel, you got the middle. The middle is the heart line. So you can just, change color and so on and so forth. I have it, these are my settings because I don't want, a lot of colors and so on and so forth, because I think the default version has a lot of colors and background colors and so on and so forth. I just want it clear. So these are my settings that I showed you. So when you draw the parallel channel, it's automatically there. You get me, Miguel? Awesome, no problem. Okay, so we could see a push to these levels, but daily wise, I am not saying like we are out of the woods yet when it comes to Decentraland. Okay, let's have a look at the hourly. Yeah, like hourly, look, we have some. If we falls below 0.36, 0.639-ish dollars, like the most likely thing to happen is that we pull back a bit lower, to at least 0.62-ish dollars. Okay, if we close below that one, see eventually around this area right here, these support areas, this support area. Okay, but yeah, that's mana pretty much. On the hourly, we do see some nice divergence, as you guys can see. Well, at least on one of the oscillators, there's some nice divergence. Okay, there's no bad divergence whatsoever yet. Let's see now. Nope, nothing yet. Yeah, so this heart line, as you guys can see, it's been acting as a nice support and resistance at the same time. So you guys know the support areas, and you also know about the resistance areas, really, because we've spoken about mana quite a while. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's see, we've had a look at Bitcoin and then the Queen, Ethereum, or the opposite, whatever. Or I can say King and King, but I want to be fair, We've had a look at Solana as well. And okay, let's have a look at next. Like right now, when I'm going across the watch list, most are in red. Like really, most are in red, but not everything, but most are in red. Let's have a look at what's going on with the Zen as well. Now Zen, yesterday I did tell you guys real fast that we are at support levels, like we can come, and retest, 1,570-ish. But that didn't happen. Could be because, Bitcoin pulled back, and when Bitcoin pulls back, this one tends to start rising for some reason. I don't know what the correlation is, but I've seen it happen many, many times, okay? Right now on the daily, it's looking nice. Like We closed with a bullish engulfing candle, which is good. Looks like we could come and test, you know, 2713-ish on the daily at least. Okay, if we see any daily candles above that level, eventually around, you know, 3000-ish to 3200-ish for a start, and then we'll see what happens. There is bad divergence already, you know, going on the RSI daily. Like not much going on here. MACD wise, it is bullish, but nothing else that I can see. On the 4-hourly, we are at resistance. Okay, we are at resistance around 2530. If we see a close above that one, then not much holding us until, you know, next resistance, which is around these levels, 2706 areas. Okay, so it's step by step really. If we see a close above 2830 levels, then most likely that we, you know, get, you know, to these levels, also to that daily target. Okay, so that's what's going on with Zen pretty much. Like it's not looking horrible right now really. Let's have a look at the oscillators. We got bad divergence forming, so be cautious. Okay, it's on both oscillators by the looks of it, so I'd be a bit careful. You know, I could see it, you know, go on a little bit, but then, you know, if we hit resistance and we start, you know, seeing that the bulls are losing strength, then I'd start, you know, being a bit cautious. I just noticed how many times I say, you know, like I gotta try to stop with that, but it's my style of talking. Just noticed how many times I say it like this. Okay, I'm gonna try to hold myself from saying it that much. But that's Zen pretty much on the hourly, right? Oh god, like we gotta laugh at ourselves, you know, we gotta be comfortable, you know, to laugh sometimes. On the hourly, we have this, you know, bearish divergence going on both oscillators. Okay, so we are at resistance. So this is exactly what I was saying. We could pull back at resistance, you know, because we have those. Damn it, I said, you know, again. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, I have to change that word with something else. Anyways, just because, you know, I expect you guys to know. That's why I say, you know. But we are kind of, you know, pulling back right now. Okay, if we close anywhere below 2284-ish, more likely that we see it pull back to at least 2017 on the hourly. Okay, and then if that doesn't hold, see eventually around these levels. Okay, fine. So that's Zen pretty much. It's respected, like it's respected TA as far as today. So all good, all good. We can move on with the next one, or to the next one. Let me just take note of this as well. Done with Zen. Next. I mean, it's been a nice ride yesterday, up almost 40%. Can't complain when you see that. It wasn't bad. On the 4-hourly, there were clear signals of the bears, you know, kind of losing steam. And then we got this action. Not bad. Not bad, Zen. Okay, next. Let's just have a fast glance at Bitcoin and see what's going on. Yeah, not much. Okay. Did we have a look at Atom yesterday? Hold on. Yeah, we did. So we can probably skip this one and have a look at something else. Quant. So Quant is not looking that bad, really. Okay, we reset our side reset. Okay, it came to those territories. This is what I actually want to see with the Bitcoin and Ethereum. Something like this. So Quant is looking fine-ish. We are holding this old support as resistance. We need to see a close above. Let me see now. Hold on. If we can see a close above $150-ish, then most likely this will continue at least to $155 for a start, okay, and then stay around 162. Not much, you know, holding us until these levels. Then major resistance area that I'm having an eye on or keeping an eye on is around $167 to $173, but it's actually looking a bit better than some of the other markets we had a look at, but it's gonna look even better if we can see a close above $150 on the daily, okay. Until then, we could see some consolidation, maybe sideways action. If we see, it's a different scenario. If we see any close below $131, then the most likely thing to happen, you don't have to wait for the daily. Any 4-hourly candle close below $131, most likely that we come back and pull back to these levels, okay, 125-ish to 122-ish levels. Like, I don't see anything holding us really if that happens, if this doesn't hold, okay. Now this should be yellow, but you guys get the point. It's old resistance turning into new support, right? Seems like it is ranging a little bit. Are we talking about Quant or Bitcoin? Go. So not bad, Quant. Okay, hold on. This is interesting. We have this like bad divergence on Quant. It could be invalid if we see PA, you know, continuing, but that's not happening right now. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. I like how the 4-hourly is looking though. Yeah, there was a what? A whale like. Oh, Bitcoin. I missed the chat. Excuse me. I missed the chat. It is. Is it going just ranging sideways? We'll have a look at it after Quant again. I like this action that's going on with the Quant right now on the 4-hourly. It's not looking weak. Like, nice divergence on both oscillators. Here's kind of lost steam. Okay, both are in charge right now. We can come and, you know, retest levels of $146-ish to 145. Well, 145 to 146. Any 4-hourly candle close above that level would mean that we will see, like, it's most likely that we see $155. Okay, so Quant not looking that bad. I like this so far. I like how it's looking on the 4-hourly. Good things. Let's see now. Let's have a look at Bitcoin real fast. Looks like it's losing steam on the 4-hourly. Looks like, well, not it, but the bulls are losing steam. I'm expecting actually a pullback, some action to the downside right now. On the 4-hourly at least, that's how it's looking. Yeah, Mugo, it's just, when I'm charting, then I'm like completely focused on that. Hence why I have those alerts as well, because I really do just, focus on that, and I try not to be distracted, so I can do, the best TA as much as I can. Because this is not a game. You guys now are in this space. You guys understand, like, when you do TA, you don't want anything distracting you really, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying the chat is distracting me, but I try not to have any for example, I don't have the TV on. I don't I can't focus on friends that are around me and so on and so forth, because I just want to focus on that, and then I will lean towards my friends and listen and so on and so forth. But feel free to write whenever whenever I do not do TA, or just now and then. I always look at the chat, I mean, Mago. So do not worry, like, no worries. Just keep on writing and I'll have a look. It was just that yesterday I gave such a fast TA on the altcoins. I want to go a bit deeper, talk about the 4-hourly, and so on and so forth. But this one looks like it wants to pull back, Mago. It wants to pull back. It is still ranging, you are right, but right now it looks like it wants to pull back, in my opinion. Remember what we spoke about yesterday, people shorting at these areas and then longing at these levels? Thank God we spoke about it, because that's not what that's not what you're supposed to do. Okay, that's not what you're supposed to do. Yeah, it's it is. I sometimes I have friends that call me, in the middle of work and so on, and I'm very tough sometimes, so I just tell them that I'm busy, I can't speak, and they get so frustrated, because they're like, you can't ever leave that computer and so on. But it's work. Like, I wouldn't call them at work and trying to talk to them and asking them what they're doing and whatnot and this and this. Like, I call them in their free times and so on and so forth. But some, yeah, since they do not do TA and so on and so forth, they don't get the idea. They don't understand how much time and energy you need to put into it. So I understand them. It's okay, it's fine. Okay, next. So we've had a look at quant as well, right? That is one we didn't have a look at yesterday. Link. I have to live, I understand that, right? They get so mad. I'm like, why are you getting so mad? Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just telling you, like, I'm busy. I'm busy. And some, they just do not get it. Just because you're in front of a computer, they're like, what are you doing really? All you're doing is, sitting in front of a computer. What are you really doing? I'm like, okay, well, if you think I'm just, sitting in front of the computer, why don't you, come and put yourself in my shoes and just do it yourself. Just do it yourself. Let's have a look at Link. For those of you new viewers that are in and watching right now, please do not be alarmed, okay? There's no fire alarm going on in your house or like nothing like that. It's my alerts. So stay put. All is good. Unless you smell smoke or something, all is good, okay? And by the way, we have a new subscriber. Like, we have a few. Like, thank you for everybody that is subscribing and so on and so forth. But some of you, I think your channels are private. Your settings are, on private, so I can't see your names. But those of you that I can see, like Rewrite and Represent, welcome to the show. And the others as well, welcome to the show. But I can't give you a shout out really because I can't see your names. But glad you made it, glad you found the channel. And I hope you're finding it, to be entertaining, laughing a bit and learning at the same time, and so on and so forth. Okay, link. Right, Mago, it's nice. Like, it's awesome to see. Really, it's awesome to see. If you would have asked me, I didn't know we would be like I'd be doing this far. Like, this is stream number. Let me see now. Stream number 141. 141. So I've made 141 videos. It's unbelievable, really, for me, because I didn't even think I would ever be doing videos on YouTube. But here we are, and then the community is growing at the same time, with people like you guys. It can't get any like it's awesome. It's just awesome. Of course, it can always get better, but this is awesome. It's just awesome. Okay, so Link broke out on the daily. We haven't had a look at this one for a while, as you guys can see. Okay, but it broke out. We are at resistance right now. Now, if we see a daily candle close above $7-ish, okay, and I'm being conservative, then see eventually around, not much holding us until this area right here. Let me just draw it for you and mark it. Cool. So if we see a close above this level, $7.1-ish on the daily, see eventually around 7.5 to 7.7, not much holding us. If we see any close above that level, we do have resistance. Next resistance is around 8.2 to 8.3, and if that breaks, if we see any daily candle close above that one, see eventually around $9-ish to 9.5. okay, so these are the resistance levels or profit taking levels, pretty much. We do have this bad divergence, I think. Hold on. No, we don't. It's on one of the oscillators, but definitely not on the MACD. Because I saw it on the RSI, but it's not on the MACD. So just on one of the oscillators. So meaning there is room for this, to continue. That is if this daily candle close did not close, below $6.3-ish. So if we see a close below $6.3, it's most likely that we come back down a little bit to at least, the loss of $6, and then, maybe see it go sideways just to come back and retest this current high, and then probably go a bit higher. But right now, it looks like it's favoring the bears more than anything else. Like, price action is favoring the bears. Okay, we are losing the strength in the positive momentum as well, even though MACD is bullish. For only pretty much the same, favoring the bears. When it comes to the price action, we are below the short-term moving average. could act as resistance unless we break above it, which would be good, and then that could take us to the current highs again. We have this nice divergence on link. It is gonna be valid as long as we are above this level right here. I'm gonna turn this to orange so that it doesn't get blended in. Let's do this. Okay, so as long as we do not close below $6 on the 4-hourly, that nice divergence we see could play out. So we can see we could see something like that, like this. Okay, I did say, you know, on the daily could pull back to the loss of this, you know, loss of $6. So pretty much the same on the 4-hourly. Okay, so we could pull back if we see some strength coming in at these levels. Nice, that nice divergence is gonna play out. If not, we go lower, unfortunately, to, you know, 5.8-ish to 5.7-ish dollars. Okay, it's not a big difference, but just stating facts when it comes to TA. So that's pretty much a link, you know, the resistance levels, and you're also aware of the support areas right now. Now, if we close below this level, 5.75-ish dollars, $5.07, then see eventually around 5.5-ish. Okay, kind of going sideways. On the hourly, there is a different development, like it's a bit different. If we see any hourly candle close above 6.547, then see eventually around, let me double check. I have my drawings on the other chart. Yeah, we don't have much holding us until, you know, 6.7-ish dollars. If we see a close above 6.5-ish, 6.55, eventually around, you know, 6.7 on the hourly. If we see any close above that one, $7 is not far away. Okay, 6.9 to $7 is not far away if that happens. So that's pretty much link, support, and resistance areas, you know, about the hourly, 4-hourly, daily, and so on and so forth. What's Bitcoin doing? Is it pulling back like it looked like? Yes, it's pulling back a little bit. I wonder if people have been longing again at these levels. It's just, you know, market psychology. The moment people see something like this, most are like, okay, time to get in, without, you know, waiting to see some confirmations, some things, you know, some more things confirming that it is gonna continue. Let's have a look at the liquidation. They go long. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. I wish I could, you know, just take everybody, you know, sit them down and let them know. Just say one thing. If you do not see multiple confirmations, please, please think twice. Just think twice. I'm just looking for the liquidations. Let's see who's wrecked today. This is okay. Last time, you remember how the longs were wrecked almost 90%, if not more, and so on and so forth. Today, it's the complete opposite. Look at this. Binance 24 hours liquidations. Longs 5.3. Like, it's not as horrible as it was before yesterday when we had a look at it. You remember it was like 44 point something million in longs wrecked. This time it's in short, and the amount is not as high as it was last time, so pretty much okay. So we got the shorts wrecked today. This is past 24 hours, okay? 10.5 million in shorts wrecked. It keeps on changing because it's updating live. I think it's updating live, I'm not sure. Yeah, shorts wrecked 71%, Ethereum 67%, 2.2 million wrecked. BTC, BUSD 98%. It's pretty much the same as USDT, so no need to repeat that. Solana longs wrecked more than anything else. 55% in longs wrecked. I could imagine, like, people probably saw Bitcoin going up a little bit, and then they think that most likely that Solana is gonna start going up as well, Sol. But Solana is looking more bearish than Bitcoin and anything else right now, so I'd be cautious. I could see why there was a trap today for sure for people longing, right? There was, like, I can imagine, but this is why we spoke about different scenarios. Strikers, Mago. We said that it's very possible that it comes. I literally said this. Like, this is exactly what I said. We could come to these levels. We pull back. We come to these levels. It retests it as resistance, and then we see it continue down. Like, it's another thing if you're longing, above these areas with a very, very, very tight stop loss. Otherwise, you might get wrecked, if things don't play out that way, because not everything is a certainty, right? But this, we spoke about it when we were at this candle. Not even this one. When we were at this candle, we already spoke about it before this even showed up. It's sad. It is sad. Sheep shorters wrecked, App shorters wrecked, Gala shorters wrecked. And all those shorters wrecked, I can imagine they've been shorting at support. I can just imagine. Same thing like Bitcoin. I can imagine the shorters were somewhere around these levels. It's crazy, but that is most likely what happened, because you wouldn't be that wrecked if you shorted, at these levels instead. Now, this is not financial advice. I'm just, talking about different scenarios that before it happened, we spoke about it, and I'm just saying, like, if one shorts at these levels, and then this happens, then you get wrecked. I understand. I understand why people would have been lured, because look, it looks nice, right? It looks nice, but then when you look at everything, it's like, meh, yeah, maybe not so nice, okay? By the way, if I pull up this chart, what the if I pull up this chart, let me just close this one as well. We already know shorters got more wrecked than anything else, except for Decentraland and Litecoin and so on and so forth, and a few others, but shorts got wrecked pretty much. Okay, so now we close this one. On the top left, you got Bitcoin charts. On your top right, it's Dogecoin right now at least. Okay, that could change soon. And then bottom left we got Quant, and bottom right we got Ethereum. Okay, but let's move on with the altcoins and see what's going on. Cake is one we haven't had a look in a while. And I don't mean cake, the cake you eat. I mean pancake swap. Okay, let's have a look at it together. So cake came to that resistance level. We kind of wicked a little bit above it, but we came to resistance, pulled back. Now old resistance is acting as support. Okay, like polarity changes, right? We gotta adapt to what's going on now. We pull back, it's holding. If we break below this level, see eventually around these areas next. Okay, 3.3 to 3.37-ish to 3.3-ish dollars. For a start, we'll take level by level, and then of course we could pull back a little bit more if we do not hold $3.3. Okay, now we do have bad divergence on both oscillators on the daily. Not good cake. Cake is not looking that sweet as it usually tastes. So yep, volume coming in though. Okay, now I see why cakers got wrecked both ways, shorts and longs. This happened within a day. Notice, within a day we went all the way up to 3.7 and we came all the way back to 3.5, and then we closed around 3.6-ish dollars. All this within a day. Now this one was a bull flag that failed. Why it failed? We never broke above it. If I actually do this, if I just extend it, it is still within the bull flag. So maybe I shouldn't say failed because it hasn't played out yet. Gotta be fair, right? There you go. We're still above the heart line on the daily though. It's one of those tricky things going on, just like with Bitcoin and so on and so forth. Like I wouldn't trust it easily because it just looks tricky. Okay, it just looks tricky as hell. I think it's better if we zoom in. Plus, do not forget this bad divergence that we are seeing right now. Fine. If we zoom in, we do see that bulls kind of losing steam a little bit. Okay, I like this candle. Fine, with nice volume. Okay, good. But then, what are these? You get me? Where's the volume suddenly? There is some nice divergence, sure, there is some nice divergence. That is gonna be valid until we see any 4-hourly candle close below 3.37-ish dollars, which means we could pull back all the way to these levels and then maybe see some strength here come in, but we don't know if we're gonna see strength come in, bulls come in then. But we are within this bullish flag so far, right now at least, at the moment. If we can get above it, if we can break above it, retest it as support, retest this resistance line as support, it would be so much better, like so much better. If not, we can also, go straight up to these levels around 3.8 again, to the current highs and retest it again. If we see any daily candle close above 3.94-ish dollars, okay, 3.94-ish dollars, you see this is all support areas, okay, then the most likely thing to happen is that we come all the way to these areas, 4.1 to 4.350, and if we close above 4.350, eventually around these levels, not much holding us really, 4.8-ish to 5.1-ish dollars, fine. That's cake. Bad diverges on the hourly as well, on both oscillators. Yep. Yeah, it's not looking that strong on the hourly right now. You know, cake was one of these coins that was just beautiful, just beautiful. Let me remove this. Well, once upon a time, maybe not now, but once upon a time, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is way back, way back. Remove all the noise and let's do this. I remember I was talking about this one with a friend, and we were looking at this, and I told him that, like, if we see cake close above $14.9, $15, it's gonna shoot straight up, like, to at least $20. And then I told him, if we see any close above $20, $20, like, it's a free ride. Like, there's nothing at all holding us anywhere. A bit of a resistance around 30-ish, but there was literally nothing holding us. It was good times. It came all the way to $43, and then right now, believe it or not, we are around $3 from $43. Okay, that's crypto, my friends. It's risky things. But then again, most markets are risky, so okay, so that's cake. Bitcoin pulling a little bit, like I don't know for what reason, but it's pulling a little bit. It's confusing people a lot today. Like past 24 hours, it's been like action movie. So far we've had a look at King and Queen, Bitcoin and Ethereum, that is, Quant, Zen, Link, Solana, Cake, Decentraland. Not bad. Okay, cool. I thought I turned off the alarms, but I can't find one of those that is beeping. That too many alerts on my watch list, so I can't find it right now. Let's zoom in a little bit, just, you know, a little bit, just to see what the heck Bitcoin is trying to do. Yeah, no, okay. If yeah, on the 10-minute chart, if we can get above 21,108-ish dollars, this is 10-minute chart. I'm talking 10-minute chart, okay? Let's see eventually around 21,200-ish dollars again, but not expecting anything else right now. This 4-hourly, it kind of looks, you know, it's still looking not, it's not looking like bulls are really completely in charge. Looking at this, but maybe people are looking, you know, at the divergences and going like, hey, this is probably gonna go up, so we'll just, you know, get in and see where this goes. But I'm not convinced. We got 3 hours to go still for this 4-hourly candle, you know, to close, so we'll see what happens. At 21,150, 21,200-ish. Could come like short time frames, okay? And I'm not even talking 1 hourly, I'm talking about 10 minutes and so on and so forth. Chat, uno momento. I'm just gonna go and get some water and I'll be right back. I'll keep the 10-minute chart on for you guys. I don't know if I should have this screen on, maybe this screen, so you guys can have a look at different things at once. So remember, we got Bitcoin here, we got Dogecoin here, we got, I don't know why I have Dogecoin, but anyways, we got Dogecoin here, Quant here, and Ethereum here. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I came back, and Bitcoin is doing things, apparently. Still not convinced. 3 hours to go on the 4 hourly, but short time frame. It's doing things. Now let's see if we get to that level that I spoke about, around 21,150-ish to 21,200-ish. We kind of pulled, okay, we touched 21,150-ish, pulled back a little bit, but let's see, 21,200 on the 10-minute chart, that is. And then we'll have a look at after this one, this action plays out, comes to an end or so, we'll have a look at two more altcoins and get back to Bitcoin, and then see what happens. We are above the heart line, just so you know. Still, there's still a chance, like I said in the beginning of the stream, that we can, come to these levels. I just, didn't think, straight away right now by the way things were looking, but be now. Mago, you were right. I think you said you thought it could go up a little bit, or you say it was ranging. Either way, if it's up, you said before, downwards, you were on point. Period. Just looking at Bitcoin, looking at what it could do, ranging. Yeah, ranging. Yeah, it's definitely ranging still. I'm just, not that convinced, looking at things yet. I'm not saying it can't come to these levels. I'm just, that the correction is completely over. I'm not convinced yet. Yeah, that's what I think too. 10-minute funny. We touched what, 21,152-ish, just rounding it off. And then kind of halted there. So what, no 21,200? Is that what you're saying, Bitcoin? But either way, it's so much better when there's volatility in the market, because when there's none, there's not much you can do. But when there's volatility, one can play to the upside, one can play to the downside. Like, there are many opportunities. Yeah, that's because you're thinking like a trader. That's why, Mago. Because that's what traders want. Volume, volatility. Otherwise, if it's just going sideways, not much is going on, you can't do much with it, okay? But when there's volatility, you know, you can do things when it's a downtrend, you can do things when it's an uptrend, and so on and so forth. Like you can play it both ways. And it's been a Trader 7, since the end of December, compared to what it's been, those pathetic rallies we had. Like this is nice. One could argue that it's more headache now, more stressful, but I'd rather have this than just, this type of action where you see nothing, something like this. Where is it now? Hold on. You remember this action right here? God. Especially this one. Except for this one dip that we had and then one move up, there was literally nothing going on between the 20th until the 26th. It was just, going sideways, literally. Nothing going on. We've had many of those. You have another one, here, not much going on. Here, not much going on. Here, people started losing hope here. People were starting to lose hope here. They're like, that's it. We're out. There's nothing going on. Just when you give up hope, this happens. Yeah, it's hard to do anything with that. Traders do not like those, moments where there is no volatility because, as like you say, Mago, there's not much to do with that. One would rather deal with stocks and equities and so on and so forth when there's not much going on. It is really so. It's mostly the head of the pack most of the time, but sometimes some altcoins do more things than Bitcoin. But this time, the fact that it kind of looked good, and then markets like Solana, which was pretty much dead, not showing signs of life. When I started seeing a reversal was around the corner, I was like, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting. And then not only Bitcoin, Solana, and so many others. So I was like, okay, we are about to start the new year in a good way, and so on and so forth, which would set the tone for Q1 as well. If you guys remember on Discord a few months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago, I told you guys, by the way, guys, if you want to join Discord, link is in the description. But I told you guys ago that Q1 looks like, I thought, like, this was my opinion. I thought that Q1 would be interesting, would get interesting, because I was seeing, people were losing hope. People were losing hope, and everybody was talking about, we're going straight down, and I was like, we gotta see some type of correction. It's been too boring, it's been too stable. We have to see something. We can't just, continue going on this way, like downwards, I mean now. So Q1 kind of started off good. We're like in the third week of January right now, and things are pretty much still nice. Okay, let's have a look at two more alts. Let's make it 10 in total. Aptos up 3% on a new day. Okay, do you remember the chart of cake that I just showed you? Like way back in time, like way back in time. See this as something like that one, okay? Like the beginning of cake's chart that I showed you earlier. You can kind of compare it to this right now. That is, if certain levels break to the upside, then it's gonna be some good times for Aptos. Good times really for Aptos, okay? But now let's get into the TA. That was, just me, talking what could happen, according to what some other altcoins have done when they look something like this. But let's get into the TA. So there is no bad divergence on the daily, but our site is pretty much still overcooked. We kind of reset a little bit, but not that type of reset I'd like to see before, But then again, if some things go parabolic, which they can, this can continue up, this can continue to rise. Let's have a look at the weekly as well. Like, I like this. So, look, Aptos, if we see a weekly candle close above 9.8, okay, 9.85, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice for Aptos. Just saying. It's gonna start looking good, okay? I can't do with much with the other indicators because there is none. It's too new. Let's have a look at the daily. Like unless we see a daily candle close above 8.3-ish dollars, the most likely thing that could happen is that we pull back. Just keep that in mind. At least these levels, 5.58-ish to, let's see now. Let me just draw it for you. Hold on. These levels, 5.6-ish to $5. Like I don't see much holding us. If we close below this area right here, $7, that is okay. Like I'm trying to see if there's anything else that could hold us. On the daily, there is none. On the 4-hourly, there's some nice divergence going on right now. Just so you guys are aware. On the 4-hourly, a bit different, okay? If we see any candle close above 8.6-ish dollars, 8.66 dollars, then see eventually around 9.3-ish. Not much holding us until these levels, not 9.3 really. Let me draw that one as well. Hold on. Interesting. Aptos. I think it's also listed in Binance now. Like I'm not so sure, but I think it is. me see if it's listed on Binance because I heard something like that, but I'm not sure. Yep, it is. Well, next time I'll just, or no need. Because most people probably, use this exchange, I'm not sure, but I can just, start drawing on Binance as well, but we'll keep the KuCoin chart as well. Why not? A lot of people use this one as well. So yeah, eventually, if we see any close above 10.3-ish, next resistance would be around $11. Like there's really not much holding us if things go wild for Aptos. Like after $11, there's really not much holding us. Just notice this, guys. I'm looking at the 4-hourly. Look, nothing at all until 20 something dollars. But of course, we have to break certain levels first, and then we'll take it from there slowly. Okay, so that's Aptos. Nice divergence on the 4-hourly, like I said. MACD is pretty much bearish. RSI is in like close to neutral territories. So on the hourly, if we see any hourly candle close above 8.3-ish dollars, next resistance would be around 8.65-ish to 8.885-ish dollars. That is the hourly resistance. Okay, any close above that, any close above 8.85-ish would take us to these areas. Not much holding us. Okay, that's Aptos, friends. What's Bitcoin doing? It's acting schizophrenic right now, like okay, 21,150 was the point on the 10-minute chart, and looks like we could pull back on the 10-minute chart now. We kind of open below this level right here. Like interesting and at the same time not that interesting. It's just meh, just do something, either come to this level, show us what you can do, show us if you're gonna lose steam or not, or if you're gonna break to the upside or not. But doing this is just playing mind games with people right now. Yeah, guys, we've been live for 2 hours now. 2 hours. I think soon I'm gonna call it a show. We've had a look at quite a few altcoins. Aptos, Dawn, Decentraland, Cake, Solana, Link, Chainlink that is, Zen. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, I'm probably gonna, shut off all the alerts, everything, because the fire alarm did it for me today. So that's it. Thank you, Mago. I hope you have a good sleep. So yeah, 10 minutes and we'll call it a show. Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, I can't even, deal with the alerts, for the charts after everything the fire alarm did to me today. And it was funny because I woke up I was too tired to think straight. So I woke up and I started, shutting off the PC and so on. And then I go back to bed and then I hear it again and I was like, am I delusional? Like, am I losing my mind? What's going on? And then the closer I got to the fire alarm, I noticed it was that one. I was like, Jesus. I'm glad you thought it was a good show, Mago. And for those of you who are gonna replay the show, I hope you guys are gonna get a good laugh out of this. And at the same time, hope that you find the stream valuable and educational. It's still awesome that Bitcoin actually held, this $20,600. Not that bad, at least for now. I used to live in a small apartment in LA. There's a fire alarm going the main hallway, and I complain every day. Super change the battery. Usually I do. Well, like it's I understand the pain, like it's frustrating. It's not something you want to hear, like beeping all the time for no reason, especially when you're sleeping, like when you're trying to have a good sleep. Luckily, I knew how to change, the batteries and so on. What frustrated me was after I changed the batteries and then I went back to bed, a minute after that, it started beeping again. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? And then I had to stay awake just, for those people that take care of these kind of things, to come and check it out for themselves. He was in shock. He came in and he was like, good morning, good morning. I was like, no, it's not such a good morning, but good morning to you as well. And then he was like, did you change the batteries? And I looked at him straight and I was like, I would not have called you if changing the batteries would have helped. I was like, okay. So then he was like, do you smoke? I was like, no. He was like, did you cook? I was like, I was in bed, disturbed by this horrible fire alarm. So no, none of it. Like none of it. He was like, were you in bed at this time? I was like, yeah, I was in bed in this time because some of us, do things at nighttime. Not everybody does this usual thing, where Europeans go to bed at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. literally. So he started laughing. He was like, okay. So he changed the batteries again. I don't know why. And then it was still beeping. Then he looked at me. I was like, exactly. I told you. He was like, okay. So they had to change the whole thing. And then it started, it stopped, completely beeping and stuff. But then I couldn't go back to sleep. My morning was already, ruined. So I was like, oh, whatever. Okay, fine. He literally tried to blame it like in some way on me because he couldn't find any good explanation. So he was like, "Oh, did you smoke inside or did you cook?" I'm like, "No, no, neither of that. No." Okay, lovely people. We are gonna call it a day. Yeah, I understand that when something bothers me enough that I fully awake and I cannot go back to sleep. Right? I'm that type of person. If something bothers me enough, or if I'm upset or something, like I have a hard time sleeping. It's not the best thing, but some of us are like that, so I completely understand, and agree with him, Mago. And there are some, no matter what, they can go back to sleep like nothing happened. I wish I was that type of person, but no, no, not this girl. Anyways, Mago, thank you for giving me a good laugh as well, and have a good night's sleep with no beeping, no nothing like that. Hopefully nothing disturbing you, okay? So have your good night sleep. I'll have my beauty sleep at last today. Going to bed early after the show, and I will see you guys back tomorrow as usual. Hopefully, Bitcoin stops, acting schizophrenic and just does one of one of good things. Just makes up its mind. And until then, guys, if you like the contents that I bring, don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and hit that bell, and so on and so forth. And take care, stay safe, do not get caught up with the green candles or the red candles. Just plan before taking steps or before taking decisions, because if you don't have a plan for your trades, your plan is to fail pretty much. So be careful, okay? Stay safe out there. Good night, Mogo, and everybody else. Good night, and I will see you tomorrow, and take care. Much love.